Hey guys, I'm Megan.
And I'm Stephanie. And we are
Barnbesties
with
farm fresh advice
for you. So we are here to impart the knowledge that we have learned over the years of building and running barns so that you guys don't have to have the problems and the misery and the mistakes that we made. Hope you enjoy our videos. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, right?
Right, and we hope to save you time and money on your new adventures.
Absolutely. Hey guys, I'm Stephanie.
I'm Megan.
We are
Farm Besties
with
Farm Fresh Advice.
Today again at Miss Megan's farm, we are talking some fencing, sort of. We're talking about bracing specifically. So I call these H's. The corners, because it's the letter H, although your H is a little higher.
I like it.
It's like an H, but it's a little high.
I've just only ever called them braces.
Maybe an N?
Yeah.
No,
I like H.
Yeah.
I like H.
So these are braces. These are really important when you're building fence because the tensioning on the fence will start to pull posts, especially corners.
Mm-hmm.
So this is basically a right-angled corner. This is an important part of the fence, big corner. She's got her bracing in here. So you just have a wood post here, looks like
wood
a 4x4.
Yep.
Same on that side.
And then they are bolted in, it holds it, and it's super solid. The only thing I would say, we have a couple to show you, is this is just a round post. What I prefer is, I think a square post, 4x6
or a 6x6
for
a corner would be really ideal because how sturdy a 6x is, right?
But this is
to make this work.
I gotta say, this is pretty solid. And what we did is we recycled the pasture, so we took down all the fencing down below, and so I had all these fence posts, and rather than buy new fence posts, we reused them. And although I would,
is that what this is, the braces here?
Yeah, this is actually a fence post from down below.
Sure.
It's already been used.
Cut off the rotten part from in the ground and just use this. That works.
And so this is one version on how to brace a corner post.
When I've done it before, mine are usually lower, but we're on a hill here, so this makes a ton of sense to me to keep that bracing higher because you've already got a little bit of wanting to pull as it's going down the hill.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really important to brace it higher. I think this is really smart. I think this is super easy.
Very easy. You just you need an auger. Put the posts in, but make sure you put them in about 3 feet.
Yep. Well, that's where we are in the U.S. We're in southern Wisconsin, and we do that specifically because of the ground freezing and the heave. The thawing will heave these out. If you put it at 2 feet, you'd be surprised how couple of years the frost actually will start to loosen this whole thing because it's going to push it out.
Yep.
So we're well known in this area for 3 feet. It seems to be like the magic number in our area. You may have to inquire neighbors and others for what works in your part of the country or world, but 3 feet's a magic number here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is really nice. So again, you can see the fencing is all tightened on here, and that's going to start pulling. Since we're on a corner, it's going to try to pull the fencing in kind of into the middle. So this bracing helps put some of that tension onto these other posts here, which are also 3 feet into the ground and very solid. So very cool. So you have other options for us to look at as well?
Yeah, we want to show you other options.
So we're going to show you another option as well, if you give us a second. So here we are at another
corner post
on Megan's. This one is a nice big 6x6.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's wonderful. However,
there's no bracing.
And
why?
It's the leaning tower of Pisa.
See it?
So it is leaning, even though it is a wonderful 6x6, which is really big and sturdy. It needs to be straightened and it needs to be braced.
Yep.
So you can see what we're saying when we're saying
how it's pulling it in.
How it's pulling it in. Now this fence is on. But all corners really need to be braced to avoid this, especially in the upper Midwest where we actually get winters where the ground freezes down. It's gonna cause the shifting. So we've got a couple other options to show you guys. So hang tight. Okay, so here we are at yet another one of Megan's pastures. This is a division between two pastures, so you've got multiple bracing here.
We got 3.
So she's got it braced in both directions, running down the fence line here, and she's got it fenced, the brace going down the divider. Really important.
Very important because we're going
A
to
lot of stress on this post here being pulled this way, but also this way. And I think probably, you know, the farther the run of fencing, the more it really pulls on these posts, on these corners. So this is technically a corner, this corner and that corner, even though it's running down the driveway. So again, same concept. Just 4x4s, bolted in with looks like a lag screw. Super easy.
Very easy.
Very, very easy. Very, very much recommended. So,
Yeah.
all right, we have more to show you guys, right?
Come on over.
Hang tight. Okay, so this is a different type of bracing on Megan's farm. Tell us, first of all, we have the halter huts here, but you can see this angled board right here. It's a 4x4. So tell me how this was constructed.
So the post, you can see how it's cut at an angle, and in the ground, it's cut at an angle.
So is it just resting on the ground, or is it in the ground?
It is, well, now it's probably in the ground.
But not far.
Not far, no.
So it's really just, in theory, resting on the ground.
Yes.
And so you could accidentally whack this with a lawnmower.
Probably.
Yikes.
Yeah.
So not your favorite?
Not my favorite. And also I want to show it's not really doing the best of job. I would rather have the H-post bracing, as you said, because you can see how it's really not doing the job. It's supposed to be holding this post up, and it's at an angle.
Plus, you don't have any bracing going that direction down the fence line. So that is why you need bracing. This is, for example, it is leaning. This is not ideal.
Yep.
I have seen, though, people who have done this where this pushes up against another post.
Yep.
So I always called that like the N, because depending on which direction you are, it was like the letter N.
That's our next one.
But I still feel like not as nice as the H's.
Yeah, I prefer the H. So I want to show you all of them since we've done quite a few of them.
This is better than nothing, but not ideal yet. Yep. So let's go look at one or two more, okay? Hang tight. Okay, so we are again at another one of Megan's pastures with another version of fence bracing. Show us what you got here. This would be what I would call the letter N.
This is the letter N bracing.
N brace.
Yeah, and so it's just like the previous one we saw. However, I think this one is way more efficient and actually does the job. So you have two posts and you cut it at the angle and it's screwed in. It probably needs bolts instead of screws, but either way, it's held on there and it's tight, and it actually keeps the post straight up and down versus the other one that did not have the second post.
So what's happening is the brace has actually got something to push against, which is this post, versus just in the ground, which the ground is dirt, it'll give way, right? So
and it erodes.
This actually does.
It sinks.
You do see quite a bit of bracing like this.
Yeah.
Personally, I think the H's are better. This absolutely does work.
I would take the H, then the N, and then last would be just the one brace. And of course, don't do, which we still have another one to show you, which is our don't do.
Right. But I also want to point out, this is a 6x6, which can handle the weight of a gate, no problem. That section is just a 4x4. This is also a 4x4, but this on its own is doing a really good job just because of how big it is. Again, a good 3 feet into the ground to do its job. Especially if you'll notice the ground is sloping away. So, you know, I'm higher here than I am over there. So you got to consider your 3 feet, maybe go a little farther because of the erosion or the lower angle of the hill on that side.
And in the winter, we have a lot of snow that comes up and is pushing against our fence posts.
Yep. So cool. Okay, so we got one more thing to look at?
Yep.
All right, let's go.
And we have different...
Okay, so is this our last?
This is our last one, guys.
Showing us no bracing.
No bracing. This
leaning tower.
Not a good option.
This is a big bunch of nope.
So don't do it.
Yeah.
Also wanted to share in some of the videos that you'll notice different posts. We have round posts. We have square posts. We have 4x4. We have 6x6.
Yep.
And so
5-inch, 6-inch.
And this is, I think this is a fine post for the end. However, it should have been braced versus if you come to the other end of the gate, 6x6, I definitely wouldn't have used a round post. I would have used a square post. And
you did.
And we did it right on this one.
This one's not braced.
This one's not braced.
So at some point the gate could actually start to pull it over.
Yep. So that's
you can retrofit and put a brace in.
Yep. And that's probably what we're gonna do next year is we'll get an auger and we'll do the H braces. So that'll be happening next year. Stay tuned.
Always got things to do.
Always.
So, is there anything else we need to show them?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so this is a lot of options on bracing. I have the same thing, the H. As talked about earlier in the video, mine are a little lower, but that's just due to the way the land is here. With you know, you've got more rolling hills than I do. Same concept, same exact design. So I have seen where when you do like the N, people use metal.
Yep, I've seen that
too. So you can buy those metal braces at like the farm store, or you just make them with some wood.
Yep.
Whatever works for you. So.
Oh, and there's also tensioners. I looked into that. I did not feel it was going to hold well. I prefer wood, but there was 2 eye hooks, and you could put it like the N, and you screw it into both posts, and you tighten it up.
More wire, that scares me.
Yeah.
That just scares me.
I don't like the wire. Also, keeping things tight is hard for me. So it's not for me, but there are other options.
Yeah. So cool. All right. Thanks, guys. Let us know if you got questions, you know, down below. We'll try to address them in future videos. Hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and thanks for your time. We'll see you on our next video.
Thank you.